So we just got the most recent data for the San Diego real estate market. We're going to dive in today and give you 5 things that we are keeping an eye on right here in the San Diego real estate market. So whether you're looking to buy or sell, you're going to have a good idea of what's going on. As always, I'm Chris Erickson. If you guys are thinking about making a move, you want to start that conversation, all our info is down below, but also you could just download this buyer's guide, everything you need to know about the buying process right here in San Diego. So make sure to pick that up, but let's get into it right now. So one of the main stories we are seeing this year compared to last is the number of new listings coming on the market. This chart, we're showing you the past 5 years or so, going back to 2020, comparing to where we are. And these are all the new homes that are popping onto the market. The next number we'll show you is combined what's actually on the market plus the new homes. So right now, January, this is where we're going to see a bump anyways. We're at 3,077 new listings in January of 2025. And so compared to January of 2024, we're about 14% above where we were. So it's great news for buyers out there. We're starting to see some more homes come on compared to the last year. You're going to see this giant jump anyways, and then we're going to peak out sometime in either May or a little bit later in August as far as the new listings coming on. So this one was back in June for 2023. You have June and July. So sometime in those summer months is when we will see this number be at the most we're going to see for the entire year. But compared to last year, it's a good sign that we do see this jump up. Now, we're not where we have been in years past. Let me just bring this out to the max. And you can see in previous years, so this is January of 2025. Let's just go to 2018 over here, where we had over 4,000 homes coming on the market. So about 1,000 more homes than we did see this year. Trending in the right direction, but still not to that more normalized market. There's still a little bit of supply constraint right here in the San Diego real estate market, but definitely better than last year. And actually better than the last few years, where we go to January of 2024, January of 2023, January of 2022. The last time we saw this number above here was January of 2021. So we are moving in the right direction right here in San Diego. Now hopping into active listings right here. So this is taking into account the new listings and also the homes that have not sold that were on the market in the previous months. So we want to see this number continue to rise as well to get into a more normalized market right here in San Diego. As we're going through here, you're going to see this section right here, 2023. This is pretty flat, where we didn't have these big peaks, where we do usually see a peak in the latter part of the year, mid to latter part of the year, as we did see in all these areas here. This is just kind of flat. So we didn't have a ton of active listings. We never saw like a surplus of inventory coming on the market. We did have that normalized bump right here in 2024. We're going to expect to see that as well. 2022 was kind of an anomaly where we did see interest rates jump super quick. So a lot of people did put their homes on the market. We did see active listings jump quite a bit. More people were putting their homes on the market, less buyers, as interest rates jump from 3 to 7% pretty quick. This year, we're going to expect more of this kind of trend where we see kind of an uptick and then going back down towards the end of the year. Because November, December, you're going to see that usually that's going to be the slowest time as far as the number of active listings. Some homes get pulled off the market, then they come back on in the new year. Towards this time last year, we did see actually a bigger number of homes being pulled off the market compared to previous years. So a lot of those will likely be coming on in these next few months here. So keep an eye on for that. And for sellers out there, the number of active listings, you might think, okay, we're going up. It's not great time to sell. There's still limited inventory compared to years past. Even as we're in a 7% interest rate environment for mortgage rates right here. Now that's just a generalized number. If you guys want to get more specific, definitely reach out. We can hook you up with our preferred lender and dial in all those numbers for your specific situation. So, but broadly, we're sitting over, if you're seeing headlines, it's going to say 7% for the interest rates. But it does seem like buyers are getting a little bit more used to that and expect more buyers to come on the market if interest rates do continue down into the 6% range and below. January 25 to January 2024, the active listings are up just over 12%. And when you're looking at all this, the numbers we're showing you right now are for all of San Diego County. It's for single family homes, townhomes, and condos. But there's a little bit of difference between attached homes and detached homes that we're seeing right now. If we're looking at numbers for each one, the single family homes, new listings are up only 8.4%, not only, but it's not that 14%, while attached homes are up about 15.4%. So there's actually more condos / townhomes hitting the market right now compared to single family homes. And now we are getting into the demand side of things. So that was the supply side of things, how many new homes are hitting the market, how many homes are currently active, but now we're getting into the pending sales right here. So pending sales are actually down a little bit. The number of homes that have gone under contract for January was 1,716 compared to January of 2024, which was 1,810. And that equals about a 5% drop compared to January of 2024. Now, this number is going to continue to go up. Pending sales are going to continue to go up as they have in all these past years going into May, June this year. 2022 was that anomaly year where we had a peak in March, here back in June and in July. So just comparing to past years where we're sitting way down here, when we were in that frenzied market, this is where we were basically trending above that 3,000 level for a few of those years going into 2020, 2021, portions of 2022. This is when we were getting a ton of multiple offers. This is when things were going a bit wild. And this was equating to multiple offers for many properties because there was a lot more buyers out there. Interest rates were a lot lower, so demand tended to be a lot more during that time. And these past few years, we've seen it kind of trend under this 2,000 line, going over a little bit here and there. But for the most part, for 2023, 2024, and obviously for 2025. Now, here's one site where we do keep an eye on interest rates. Like I said, it's just for a specific borrower, for specific terms. It's not taking into account your specific situation, but nonetheless, you can see the trends, what's going on. So we're just going to pop that out and see where we are today. It did bump up a little bit to 7.05. We saw it go down to 6.99 a few weeks back. But for the most of this year, well, for all of this year and into last year, we have been above 7%. Until this drops below 7 and starts going into the 6s, if we do track towards that 6% and below, down in this direction where it did hit right here in the middle to end part of 2024, that's when we're likely going to see more buyers come back into the market. And another trend that we're going to keep an eye on is how long are homes taking to sell on the market. It's a really good indicator for sellers. Just to give you set expectations, are we selling in that first weekend? Are we having to wait 2 weeks? Is it 30 days plus? And this is really going to come down neighborhood to neighborhood and specifically house to house. A lot of homes that are selling in those first weekends, because we're still seeing that quite a bit, are homes that are in great locations that are priced really well and dialed in. A lot of homes that might need a little work, that are not in the optimal locations, that might be near roads, etc., that kind of thing. You'll see those homes sit a little bit longer. Now, in years past, that wasn't the case. Everything was selling, but now that is becoming a little bit more of a factor in the sale of a home. So as we see going up right here, the average days on market for January of 2025 was 38 days on market. And that's nearly 30% above where we were in January of 2024 at 28 days on market. So just shy of a month. Now, as we go into previous years, I mean, just look at all down here from basically April 2020, peaked up a little bit, going up to 28 days. And then from that on, all the way until the early part of 2022, the average days on market was crazy low. So 11 days on market in May of 2022. Now, if you were a buyer during this time, a lot of times when we had our clients out, it was super important. We need to go see that house immediately. We need to potentially write offers immediately if you did dig the home, if you like what you're seeing, because there's obviously going to be competition. Homes were averaging, this is average of all the homes in San Diego County, 11 days on the market. And so that didn't give buyers a lot of time to just digest, to kind of get out there. And it was a little bit, like I mentioned before, a little bit more of a frenzied market. As we're going into right now, 38 days on market, there's a little bit more of breathing room for buyers out there. There's a little bit more time. Now, as we look back in time, just to give a little context for sellers, we're likely going to see this number come down a little bit as we usually peak out in the early part of the year. See, 2020 peaked out in January. You can see this one is in January and February, about 41 days. Back here in January 2017. So likely for sellers, we're coming into that typical selling season where we will see days on market get a little bit shorter. And that's what we would expect going to the last previous years. Now, if this continues to go up, that means the market is softening a little bit more. And just know that as a seller, it might take a little bit longer to sell your home. And another thing we're going to pay attention to, just to see, okay, what's demand looking like? What is supply looking like? Where are those equaling out? Is the average percent of original list price received. So if a home was listed at $900,000, did it sell at $900,000? Did it sell above or did it sell below? If it's selling above that number, it's typically going to mean there is some competition on the home. You are going to potentially get multiple offers on the home. There's enough buyers out there to basically drive that price up. If it goes down below a little bit, it could be two things. Maybe the sellers in general are chasing the market or pricing the home a little bit above last comparables, when in actuality the market has slowed down a little bit, and so home prices are actually more towards where they were that last sale. Or number two, there's less competition. Homes are sitting a little bit less, a little bit more room for negotiation for buyers out there when they are writing offers, because there's maybe it's been sitting for that 38 days. They maybe haven't had any offers, or offers were a little bit lower than they expected. And buyers are able to potentially write an offer a little bit below list price. Right now, we're sitting at 97.6% of list price. So if we're looking at it in past years, here's that 100 line, and you can see when it went way over. In the last few years, it did go over a little bit right here as well, and right here. But in 2022, right here, and in 2021, right here, it was at over 104% and over 106% right here. That was the times when it was nuts out there. We're obviously not in that time right here. Now, we will likely see this continue to grow as we go towards the buying season right here in San Diego, when we see more buyers come out. But as of right now, we're a little bit below that 98% mark. And so as we go through these next few months, we're going to get a clearer picture on how many homes are coming on the market, how many sellers are out there, how many buyers are out there, and give you guys an indicator of what to expect in the coming months. We can't predict what's going on. Interest rates are playing a huge part in that. We're not in the market of predicting interest rates, but we are in the market of helping people buy and sell. So if you guys are thinking about making a move, feel free to reach out. All of our contact info is right below. Or you could also download our free buyer's guide, give you everything you need to know about buying a home right here in San Diego.